What's good, black people? Today we're going to be discussing the Luciferian pathway. Now, Lucifer, as we know, according to the Jewish folk tales, was an angel that rebelled against God. What most don't know is that Lucifer wasn't going against the Most High or God because he wanted to be like God. He went against God because he went against the system in which he had and planned for humanity. And Lucifer, if you ever watched the Netflix show Lucifer has a great communication with humans, because he wants to, when you're dealing with the mythology of it, Lucifer wants to enlighten humans. He wants the best for them, so he has a good communication with humans. But the Father, on the other hand, God the Father, he wants humans to be enslaved to him out of fear. And so Lucifer does not like that type of plan. So this is when you have the war in heaven. Lucifer falls down like lightning, cast into hell, which is earth. And so then he becomes Satan. And so generally when you're dealing with the aspect of Lucifer and Satan, they're the same person. You're dealing with the duality of light and darkness. But in the essential conception when you're dealing with Lucifer is that Lucifer is the light barrier. He's the morning star. Lucifer is the one who bears the light in darkness. He may appear as the devil in some aspects. In another aspect, he appears as this beautiful angel. In this aspect here, you're dealing with Lucifer as being somebody who balances the light and the darkness, because you cannot have one without the other. The stars cannot shine at night without darkness. So in the same essence, you cannot illuminate your light without darkness. You have to have darkness. It is within the darkness that you are going to find the hidden and mystical wisdom and the knowledge and the things that you need to be your greatest potential. So this is the aspect of the Luciferian pathway, is that you use that which is within you to be the greatest person that you can be in this world. When you're dealing with the occultic analysis of the Luciferian pathway, this isn't to neglect the world or to cast your judgment upon the world per se, or to even go to the extent of being somebody who thinks that they are holier than thou. Now, of course, we do deal with some low vibrational people, which is the masses of this world. And those are just people you just cannot help, because those are the brain dead people. Those are the walking dead. You cannot help those who do not want to be helped. But in this aspect, when you are to let your light so shine, as it talks about in the Bible, as Jesus said, that men may see their good works, then you will have those people who may glance at the light. They may observe your radiation. They may observe your radiation, and then all of a sudden they will turn from their wicked ways. They will, find a form of enlightenment. They'll wake up. You do have those type of aspects. You do have those type of situations that happen. So it's in this concept of the Luciferian pathway that you be within the world but not of the world. Tells you in the Bible to be not conformed to the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So everything is mind. Everything is mental. The universe, all is mind, and the universe is mental. So when you're dealing with God the Father, right? The Father is supreme consciousness. So when you obtain Christ consciousness, you obtain a form of knowing yourself. Obtaining a way in which you can bring things into manifestation as Christ did as well. Christ told his disciples, the works I do, you do also in greater. So when you obtain Christ consciousness and you know who you are in this world, you can bring things into manifestation. Not literally raise the dead and heal the sick, but you have the influence in which you can illuminate your light, and it will bring those type of things into manifestation. People will look at how you walk and look at how you set the example. You become the demonstrator. This is when you see Jesus tell Satan, get behind me. He was speaking to his shadow self. Get thee behind me. Get in line. Get in check. You don't cast the shadow side away. You don't cast the things that you try to be ashamed of, or the things that you try to keep down and up in chains. You don't cast that to the side. You tell it to get in line. Get behind me. Let it be your greatest potential. instead of being your greatest nightmare or your worst nightmare. Get to know your shadow self. Do that shadow work. Have the self-reflection in terms of knowing who you are. Embrace the things that have happened to you, bad and good. In the same aspect as I was saying before, let your light so shine that men may see your good works and glorify the Father that which is in heaven. A lot of people, they will acknowledge somebody who has a great mind, a great way of seeing things. They are glorifying the Father, which is supreme consciousness. Everybody has supreme consciousness, but they have to tap into their inner self to obtain that supreme consciousness. So it's in this aspect within the Luciferian pathway that we be within the world but not of the world. Jesus had many communications with people that we call sinners, people that weren't saved, the lost sheep, and so on and so forth. Understand them from their viewpoints and so on and so forth. It's within that particular aspect that they will notice something within you. They'll notice the certain type of information you talk about or how you carry yourself, that your illumination, your light, your solar energy, the radiation that you bring, they might observe that and they will change their life. So this is the whole aspect of the Luciferian pathway. Now, something that we have to keep in mind, and I always try to emphasize this every time that I talk about the occultic stuff and the esoteric stuff, is that we do not just stay in darkness just because we were taught to stay in the light. Lucifer is the light wielder. Okay, he is the one that keeps the balance between light and darkness. In some aspects, he's the god of the light. He's the light barrier. He's the morning star. He's the one who is of the light that dwells within darkness. He maneuvers himself in darkness. And Lucifer is just a character within mythology that explains and shows who we are. Lucifer is just a example of us. We are supposed to be light wielders. We are supposed to be the one who can maintain the fire, maintain the light, as we dwell within darkness, as we go through that tunnel of darkness, going to the end of the tunnel, going into the light. Within this aspect, when we're dealing with duality, you deal with your higher self and your lower self. Now, just because you have a lower self doesn't mean that that lower self is any better than your higher self. You have your golden Buddha, and then you have that which we call the flesh. Okay, in other aspects, that carnal self, or whatever the case may be, you do not cast away your carnal self. You do not cast away your lower self. Okay, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to renew your lower self, renew that carnal self, so that it can be your greatest potential. You get your shadow self in line, in alignment with your higher self, and that way you can become your greatest potential. You can have balance. Okay, you may have seen me wear this necklace before in many videos, and this is what I stand for. I, self-law, am master. I am the master. I am the head master of my life. A man cannot serve two masters, so he must become his own. That is what I live by. You have to be the head master of your life. You have to be the mastermind of your life. And so that's the example that you have to set for yourself and for other people. I am the Omnist Rone because I study all aspects and all forms of truth. I bring things into the scene of my life. And so there's within this aspect of the Luciferian pathway, the left-hand pathway, have to have a form of balance to become the Christ, to become the Buddha, to become Lucifer, to become yourself. Until next time, I'm Tyrone. Thank you for watching this video. Comment below about how you feel about what I say. If you like what I say, if you don't like what I say, let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share this video with other people. Until next time, I'm Tyrone. I hope you got something out of this, and I am out.